Welcome back to horse racing today. We yours truly, and to my left on the screen, terrific Terry. Hey, Terry, how are you on this Money Monday?
Hi, doing really good, and we had a great last Thursday, especially you. We hit the pick four, and that first pick four paid 356.50. But if you'd added both of our first picks in the first race for the pick five, you would have collected $2,247. You had four wins, and they weren't cheap wins either. With one paid 22.50, another one 11, another one 9.40. You had three tries. Uh, and I had four tries, so we had a really good day.
Yeah, it was a fun day at Santa Anita for sure. Sorry, folks who usually watch us on Facebook. I apologize. We're not on Facebook. We got suspended somehow. I don't even know how. Supposedly for sexually explicit content. It's kind of funny, and it was regarding a post for that horse on Belmont Day where we put out that note on the measure time. Sean just took the commentary, put it on Facebook, and I don't know if their algorithm read some language in there that said it was sexually explicit. It was a gratuitous winner, but not gratuitous sex. I don't know what's going on there with Facebook, folks. Whoever's running Facebook, what the hell is going on there? We showed them the post, and they still are like, "Yeah, no." It just said, "Rich," it just was the commentary about how when you watch the horse run, he has another gear, he explodes late. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but in any case, must be some combination of words in there that just anyhow, the algorithms, right? You're just talking to a computer and not a person. That's the problem with an AI world, Terry.
Yeah, it is.
I want to say thank you to Armando for the nice words. Best handicappers. Thank you so much for this channel and all the money that you make together. All right, let's keep that up. Let's hopefully we can stay there. Hello, guys. Would you mind if you show early and late speeds for all races when you started today? So we always put the early speed and late speed up as we go through it. Before we get started, free track today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. If you like Louisiana racing, well, you got to like Louisiana Downs. There's a link in the description down below, and you will see today, free pick, Louisiana Downs. So head on over there, hit that link, and get some winners over there. And of course, when the show is over, Terry and I will post our comments and our notes and a replay of the video over at horseracingtoday.net. Make sure you kindly head on over there if you want to review what we talked about. And then, of course, while you're there, hit the HRT gear. You can see Terry and I are both decked out. Today, you can get yours right here. So get yourself a Horse Racing Today football shirt. Well, football's not started yet, but it will soon, and we're going to have some sports-related content coming shortly. All right, Terry, you ready to do race number one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do so.
All right, so it's a mile and 70 yards, $5,000 claiming race, and it's got a purse of $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since December 17th.
And the profile of a winner does favor early speed 41% of the time. That's a big number. They win wire to wire. It's a little bit of a rail discount for Hidden Promise. 2 and 3 gets a bonus. 4 through 7, a small discount. 8 and out, a bonus as well. 10,000 simulations, Mr. Terry. We want to see who's got the best chance to be on the lead, as we mentioned. Speed does win 4 out of 10 races. And then based upon our early speed projections, which horses are going to be in their comfort zone? Preferably a score over 50 means that an over 50% of our 10,000 simulations, today's projected pace matches their best performances. We also want to find some value on the odds. In our 10,000 simulations, we're looking for post-time odds that are higher than our simulation odds. And then what percent of the time in our projections a horse ran a speed figure at or above par for this level, that being 81. Mr. Terry, who's got all the early gas today?
Well, the 4 and the 1 shows all the most speed in here, especially that 4. So the 4 should get to that quarter pole if it breaks well with no problems. The 1 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 7 to 2, and the 5 has an overlay from about 3 to 5 to 6 to 1. 5, 1, 6, and 4 show par plus numbers, especially that 5. And then all but the 11 show some kind of a C zone.
Dr. Doom being at the top of that list. Speaking of lists, we also do what's called trip handicapping. We plot out on the track where they want to be when they won their best races. The 4 and 9, they want to be pilots. EPs are pilots or co-pilots. The Ps are co-pilots. They prefer to let other people do the heavy lifting. PCs, we be there. They're the most versatile horses in all of horse racing. They can be front, middle, or back. Whenever you get a lone PC, look out for we be there. That horse, despite what it might look like on paper, has a chance. And then the 6 and 11 want to close. These two, first time starter, and those which have not been within 5 lengths or never close in that column there. Of the 4 and 9, do either one of them want the lead? We do see Jabologist about a length faster than everybody else. Look out if that guy gets the lead. We saw in the simulations, very likely pace setter. Corkman, Mucho Macho Eddie, and Dr. Doom, they have the most late speed by at least almost a length and a half over the rest of the field. And our top pace horse is Mucho Macho Eddie. That one's 5 points clear to Speedster Jabologist. So usually when you're 5 points or more, that's about 1 length. According to this, Terry, the 5 horse should be a winner by about a length. We both started somewhere else.
Yeah, I like Dr. Doom, the 9. Ran second versus Similar in his last race. Has the highest last speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Hidden Promise, the 1, is my second choice. Finished in the money in his last 3 races at Parx Racing, finishing third versus Tougher in the last race, and he drops in class today. Mucho Macho Eddie is the 5, is my third choice, finished in the money in 2 of his last 3 races at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The Corkman, number 6, is my long shot. He's showing that he can win at Parx Racing and he can handle the distance. And what we do is we have a $100 budget each day. We bet $2 to win on the first choice, a $1 exacta with the one and with the first 2 choices, a 50-cent trifecta with the first 3 choices, and a 10-cent superfecta with our first 4 choices. And then whatever we have left over, like for instance, today it's a 10 race program. We have, I think, $16 left over. We can bet elsewhere.
Indeed. So a couple things here. We are doing Parx. Horseshoe Indianapolis, Tuna Man, you can get that over, I guarantee, tip sheet. We got the picks over there. Same information that we go through here ends up in the selections over there. Speaking of which, hope some of you played that Horseshoe Indianapolis contest with the free picks that we had up last Thursday. I picked one horse out of our picks. It paid $50 to win. So that was pretty good. And I think overall the winnings about $100. I didn't win the contest, but I know I'm up in the top now for points. So at the end, they award some seats to go to the National Handicapping Contest. It's every Thursday, so we'll remind you this upcoming Thursday. Jose, so he says the 1's going to win here. And if, like Jose, you agree, and the second, so he's going to go 1-2 in this first leg. If you have picks like Jose, please let us know. Good morning, DC Capper. Good to see you. As always, Don Johnson. Happy to see you as well. And we'll have our Don Johnson pick for us coming up in just a moment. I like the 9 horse, Dr. Doom, 2. Just missed at this level last out, and all of his race internals were better from the middle to the end. And many times when a horse shows some inclination at the end of one race, you'll see that pick up in the next race. Mucho Macho Eddie does have that top total pace of a length better than everybody else. Also, by far, the best par plus horse in here. Those 2 reasons alone should put that horse towards the top of your ticket. Hidden Promise, the 1 horse, biggest class dropper, second by a neck when it ran at this level just a couple of races ago. And then finally, Jabologist. I think that one might have a little bit too much early pace for the rest. And this is the right distance for this cat because he's run there 3 times and has a couple of seconds. So maybe gets out to the lead, just fades a little bit at the end to avoid winning and upsetting our picks to get the day started. Again, just our normal standard bets. Race number 2, Terry, what's happening there?
All right. So in race number 2, we're going to shorten up to 6 furlongs, and it's going to be a $10,000 claiming race of purse $26,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since March 17th. Claiming races for $8,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Yes, and at 6 furlongs, the most common distance in the Ben Salem track. Stalkers do good, but still 34%, so a little better than 1 out of 3. Go gate to wire. It's a bit of a rail bonus for Mended We Stand. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and out, they play similar, but a little bit of a discount. Not a deal breaker, though, however, Terry. So we are looking for some giddy up and go here too in race number 2. And it looks like you can find a lot of it on the inside.
That's right. That one shows way more speed than the rest of them, followed up by the 7, 6, and then the 2. And then the 1, 2, and 3 have uh, the overlays. So one's overlay is 2 to 1 to 9 to 2. The next one is 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. And then the 3 is almost 3 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 6 and the 1 show the only par plus numbers, and all but the 3, 4 show C zones, but the 8's a little bit low.
Yeah, so you got a couple of them here, 50% or more, the 2 and the 5. Trip wise, we're looking at a field that mostly wants to be, well, pretty evenly. 4 that want to be middle forward, 4 that want to be in the back and closing. So it's a case where the 1 and 7 have some versatility. Let's see where they stand. They're not trip dependent. Matty Bow, the 6 horse, about 3/4 of a length quicker than Men Did We Stand and Pontiffany, who's to its outside. So the 6 just needs to pretty much clear the 1. I wouldn't be surprised the 1 with the EP designation lets that happen, just sits in second, tries to get a nice ground-saving trip. So Swell, that one's 9 points better than everybody else at the end. So that's about a 2-length advantage. So if that 3 can scoot up into like the 4th or 5th position in a nice stalking spot, could run by everybody at the end. And then Men Did We Stand is a 5-point total pace horse over Pontiffany, and they're a 3-point gap over that one. So it looks like, according to this, the 1 should sit in second or third and then just run by everybody at the end and win by about a length, Terry. You don't have that one in your picks at all. You see it a different way.
Yeah, I like Pontiffany. The 7's won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick. She has a high speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like 4, Lean On. She won her last race, Parx Racing. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Matty Bow, the 6, my third choice. She likes Parx Racing, finishing in the money 62% of the races, winning 44% of those starts. And she has been in the money 66% of the time and also won 40% of the starts. Number 3, So Swell. She has a win at Parx Racing at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. This is where I'm going to play a Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7 with the 1, 2, 4, 6. I'm going to use the 1, 6, and then finish up with the 2, 3, 5. That's a $45 ticket.
I'm going to start with Men Did We Stand. This one's going to be your pace setter. It is your simulation favorite. Does get that rail bonus and has the top total pace of a length more than every other horse in this field. Pontiffany, Terry's top selection, is making its 3rd start after a layoff. Winner of a couple of races in a row. I do have a little bit of concern about this horse putting together a pair of peak numbers back to back. Times when you see a horse do that, right? You see its speed figures here, 79, 76. And then here you see it again when the horse here did put 3 of them together back here. So that's not the biggest concern, but it is still a concern for me. Matty Bow, the 6 horse, is my 3rd choice in here. Terry is our biggest class dropper in the race, should be up front. And if this one can run back just a couple of races, I think 3 races ago, this might be an easy win for Matty Bow. And then So Swell, the 3 horse, is my final selection in here. Has the most late speed, as we saw, by a long shot. Winner, Tom says probably not, but strong enough chance to rally into the money, not to forget it in your exactas, trifectas, and superfectas. And I just basically put it at the top of the ticket. I'm going to do the Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. My top 3 here. Top 4 picks in the 2nd leg. I'm going to single one in the 3rd leg. That's the link that holds the entire chain together, and then close it out with 5 horses in race number 5. How long do we have to the first race, Terry?
About 4 minutes.
All right, so plenty of time to do race number 3. We got champs. I think Mucho Macho Eddie is a good thing in race number 1. All right, that's the 5 horse. We both have him in our selections too, so maybe move that one up a little bit higher in your rankings on Emil Korf's suggestion. Race 3, Terry, is what we're going to do next. And if, like Emil, you have some selections, some ideas, no matter what track it is today, kindly let us know in the comment section. This is a community where we're hoping to find more winners, folks. So if you got something that you have circled in your PPs today, no matter where in the world that is, kindly let us know. Let us know about race 3, Terry.
6.5 furlongs. That's $12,500 claiming race. Purse $23,000 for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
And at the 6.5 furlong distance, kind of horse that wins most frequently is a stalker. Although 3 out of 10 do manage to take him gate to wire. Big time rail bonus for Borracho Concho. 2 and 3 play under par. 4 through 7 is fair. 8 and out under par as well. So if you're on the rail, you got some speed, Terry, maybe you can get the job done. Is that what this story looks like?
Yeah. There's some speed on that first position, but the 4 also shows pretty similar speed, a little bit better. It could go head to head all the way to the quarter pole. Then the 2 has an overlay from even money to 7 to 2. The 2 has the only par plus number, and all but the 6 and 7 have pretty decent. Well, 3 also doesn't, but they have pretty decent seasons.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the 1 horse Borracho Concho could be the most comfortable with our projected pace today. Also looking at this race, Terry, 3 want to be up in the front, 4 want to close. Typically, that'll favor the front runner types as long as they don't all burn one another out. Does look like the 4 horse Neudorf, which I think is Nurendorf is my grandmother's maiden name. So pretty close. Put an R there, and I'd have to put that one on top. It's about a length quicker than everybody else as far as leg speed is concerned. Zappy Fishman. Yeah, that's probably my German side of the family's maiden name, somewhere along the line. It's about a length quicker than everybody else at the end, but this one's can be maybe 6 lengths off the lead, kind of a long way back. So it's going to have to really find some aggressiveness at the end of the race. Neudorf is our top total pace horse. A few points clear of Spirit's Hero. Few points clear of Borracho Concho. Those 2, at least 5 points up. So maybe a 4-7 exact the box is a winning ticket. Terry, what do you think?
All right. I like number 2, Not This Time Andy. He finished in the money in 5 out of the last 6 races, winning 2 of those starts. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, Borracho Concho. The 1 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse, has a high percentage winning jockey, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Neudorf, the 4 is my third choice, finished second in his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like that 6 is my long shot, finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go fast because we're loading up for the first one. Borracho Concho, big time rail bonus. 3rd after a layoff, most back class in the field. Number 4, Neudorf, a little better fractions last out. And this one should be up on the front there. Not this time, Randy is a track dropper, very consistent performer in here. And then finally, the 7 horse Spirit's Hero, stalking trip and enough late pace to close them out at the end. As I mentioned, race number 1's about to get started. Terry, it looks like the 1 horse Hidden Promise is the favorite right now at 2-1. The 9 horse is your second choice at 9-2. Well, no, actually the 5 horse in there.
Yeah, much already.
That one's also the second choice. Then the 9 horse. And then after that, it looks like the 6 horse is the only other one under 10-1. The best value, according to this, is the 5 horse, according to our valuations here. So, and that's the one that Emil said is the play in the opener, Mucho Macho Eddie. And the folks that own Mucho Macho Man, the Reeves, very nice people. So it looks like the 2 horse, we be there getting a little anxious in the gates. Got off to a little bit of a sluggish start, the 2 horse as well. They're off and running, and it does look like the 1 horse on the inside has gotten the lead. The 4 horse, the 2 that we thought would be the front runners, are indeed up on the lead. Boy, the 5 and the 9, they could have some difficult trips going through that turn 3 and 4 wide, respectively. The 9 is still 4 wide. Down on the rail is We Be There. That one's about 5 lengths off the pace setters already. And then a gap of about another horse to the 6. It looks like the 7 and the, I don't know what that other horse is back there, but anyway, maybe, I don't know. Down the back stretch they go, and 23-2 in the opening quarter. I don't know how fast that is for this distance. Probably a little on the quick side. The 4 horse sitting there in second place. You still have the 5 and the 9 They're going to run 3 and 4 wide all the way around the track. I got a feeling that's going to be kind of difficult to do for both of them. Here comes the 9 horse. That one of the two is rallying. The 1 horse continues to have the lead. I think the 1 horse is going to win this race, Terry. The 4 horse is going to sit right there in second, maybe run by him at the end. It's tough to tell. Those horses taking those wide trips really tired them out. Looks like the 2 horse is going to maybe pass those horses that went way wide. 1 horse is going to win this race, Terry, I think by a lot. Question is who's going to finish in the money for second and third. 2 horses trying to get up there. The 9 horse is going to make it difficult for him. But I think it's going to go 1, and then I think it's going to go 1, and then the 4, 9, 4, something like that. Yeah, the 9's trying to get up there, but he ain't going to get up there. 1 is an easy winner in the opener. 1, then the 9, then the 4, and then 2. So 1, 9, 4, and 2 is the way they rank them to get going today, this week at Parx.
All right.
Yeah, it's really hard when horses go through the turns and then the back stretch and everything is 3 wide because they're running a much longer race than everybody else. And I hate when I see that.
They lose some lengths right there. So
yeah, some lengths, and they just have to run a lot more, right?
They do.
You figure if you're running them, what was that opening race? The mile and 70 yards?
Yeah.
So if you're running 4 wide all the way around the track, that's got to add at least 100 yards to the race, don't you think?
I do, yeah.
Even if not more. So it'd be like giving them a 100-yard head start. Just you would never win a race like that. In race number 4, Terry, hopefully nobody gets a trip like that. But what kind of race is this one?
Well, it's a 6 furlong, and it's an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to be possibly claimed. Purse $26,000 for fillies, 3-year-olds, which have started for $25,000 or less and which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $25,000, which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $25,000 for 3-year-old fillies.
A lot of conditions of this one, but 6 furlongs, again, that does favor stalkers with about 30% of them, 34% of them going wire to wire. Is a rail bonus for Re-Knees 6, 2 and 3, fair, 4 and out. Again, a discount. They share the same discount, but not the kind of thing that you have to absolutely avoid. Speed does well in race number 4, Terry. A lot of it scratched out, so it looks like 1's going to be a big-time beneficiary of all the scratches.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The one shows the very. Are you on the right race here?
Yeah, race number 4. I meant like as in 1 horse, not the.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, a horse. I probably should.
Yeah, all right. Oh, it said 3 here. That's why the banner didn't change yet. So.
Oh yeah, I got to change the banner.
Okay, I got it. All right. So the one, the one. Let's see. The 7 has the most speed. And then the 1 has an overlay from let's see, about 3 to 5, 2 to 1, and then let's see, the 1, 6, and 7 show Park Plus numbers, all but the 1, 2, and 4. Oh no, that's the 1, 2, and 4 show C zones.
Mm-hmm. They have the strongest C zones, pretty strong C zones. You got the 1 horse right here, nice Par Plus, nice C zone. And then, the 7 looks like it'll get to the lead. Our pace, looking at race number 4, the 2 and the 7 want the front, everybody else middle back. So get to the front, a bunch go wire to wire, could be the best place to be. And they all should be tightly packed in here. 5 points between separating the top 5 horses. The 1 horse on the rail should be able to dictate the pace, but doesn't need it as a PC type. As they're coming home, Renee 6 also has the most late speed. So it's got some of the best early speed, some of the best late speed. Could be very difficult to pass what you can't catch. Also the top total pace, 4 points clear of the 6 and 7. Everybody else is kind of a gap down. So maybe a $1 trifecta, 1 over the 6, 7 could be a winning ticket for only $2, Terry. How did you play them?
All right, I like Re-Knees 6, the 1. She won her last race, Parx Racing, has her best start speed among today's starters, and she has a winning high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Designated the 6th second choice. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Burning Embers, the 7, is my 3rd choice. She won her last race at Parx Racing, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And this combination in the last 14 days been in the money 100% of the time with 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Union Bell, the 2 is my long shot. She won her last race at Parx Racing, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And I'm going to play my second Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 1-2-6-7 with the 2-3-5 with the 1-2-3-4. Finish up with the 4-8. That's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with Reenie 6, the one horse, just like you. We have the picks in the same exact order. This one's track dropping, top total pace, last race speed, highest last race speed finger, English, Richard. 6 points clear of everybody else, and that was for the last 2 starts. So either one of those races be enough to win this one. Designated the 6 horse, going to be closing in a 3rd start after a layoff. Pretty strong par plus candidate as well. Burning Embers just won at this level in her last race, and that was an easy win. A repeat of that could be another one. Union Bell won at Penn in its last race. That was a maiden claiming win, as everybody knows. If you watch the show long enough, I am not a big fan of the Penn to Parx angle, but before running at Penn for the first time, it ran in the NYRA circuit. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that horse. So it was a track dropper at Penn, although the Penn form rarely transfers over to Parx. So my pick 4 is going to leave out that 2. So that's probably your absolute guaranteed winner now. 3, 4, 5, 7 over to 3, 4 over the 1, 8, 9, and 10. So if you're watching us on Twitter for the first time or any time today, if you're regular with us, kindly hit the retweet button so that anybody and everybody who wants to know about Parx Racing for the rest of this day, we'll be doing something with the Royal Ascot. I haven't quite been able to catch up with Tom on the timing of all that. Those races start tomorrow. At the very minimum, we'll have all of our picks for the Royal Ascot for tomorrow at horseracingtoday.net. It's a place if you love horse racing and you like bombs, you got to play Royal Ascot. By tomorrow, we should absolutely have a schedule worked out for when we'll be live with our picks. You don't want to miss that, so hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button wherever you are, and certainly share our content across all your social sites with all your friends. You have our permission to plagiarize, folks. Race number 5, Terry. What are the conditions for this one?
All right. In race number 5, we're going to stretch out to a mile and change surfaces to the turf. And it's a $12,500 claiming race, $28,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
And at that mile on the turf, so far they haven't run very many of them. 8 turf route races at the Philadelphia track. Stalkers have done pretty well. 3 out of 8 actually went wire to wire. So some front end speed doesn't hurt at all. Big time rail bonus for Road to Dreams. Should alone from that edge outrun those 15-1 odds. 2 and 3 kind of fairish. 4 through 7, they ain't been so good. And then 8 and out also gets a little bit of a bonus. So if you're on the inside, or if you're a Buffalo girl on the outside with some speed, Terry, maybe you got a good shot in race number 5, and it looks like the speed is right dead smack in the middle.
That's right. That 4 shows all the speed in the world. The only 2 that even tries to come close is the 1 and the 7. The 5 shows the only overlay I see in here, which is about 7-5 to 4-1. And the 5, 2, 6, and 7 have par plus numbers. All but all the horses that are in here have pretty decent C zones.
Yes, only a Fast Mule and Getaway Palace under 50%. So this should be a pace that sets up nicely for everybody. How the race sets up? Well, most everybody wants to be middle back. The 7 horse in here, Getaway Palace, a little bit of versatility, can be a pilot or a co-pilot. But it sure does look like Collins Gray Lady, 6 points clear, so about a length and a head, a length and a neck faster than Road to Dreams. Should be able to clear kind of easily. Really none of them with stellar late pace, although Peach Perfect does have the most late speed of the closers. Top total pace horses. We got 2 of them in here, Peach Perfect and Obstinate, that are a few points better than everybody else, but you only have 9 points from worst to first. Anytime a race is that tight, a bump, get blocked, a wide trip like we saw with the 4 and 9 could be the difference between cashing the winner's check and running completely off the board. Terry, we both think Peach Perfect is going to be Peach Perfect today.
Yeah, I think she is going to be perfect. She won her last race at Parx Racing, switches a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Fast Mule, the 2, is the second choice. She has tried the turf one time in the past. It showed that she liked it. So I think she might do well today. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Distorted View, the 3 is my third choice. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a trainer who wins 18% of the claiming races he has an entry in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Getaway Palace, the 7, is my long shot. She won 2 out of 3 races at Parx Racing. She is 1 for 1 at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I don't have any additional bets in this race.
I, like you, start off with the 5-horse Peach Perfect. If you've watched our show, you know that my Labrador, my chubby blonde girlfriend, her name is Peach. Last time out, she smoked everybody by 9.5 lengths. My dog could not outrun anything by 9.5 legs. She likes to eat too much. Distorted View, the 3-horse, is making the classic third start after a layoff. This one is a class dropper, has a win and a second in the 2 times that the horse ran on Parx grass. Number 4, Collins Gray Lady, maybe a little bit too much early speed for the rest of these in here. Terry does have a pretty solid chance to go wire to wire. Number 7, Getaway Palace, is my 4th choice in here. Parx Turf, 3 times out, a couple of wins, nothing else. This is also the lowest level of Getaway Palace's career. A lot of times in my notes, when a horse is making the lowest, effort at the lowest level, see a lot of those horses actually find their way into the money and into the winner's circle. So it can be a pretty good betting angle right there as well. Race number 6, as we begin the second half of today's card. Terry, what's this one all about?
Okay, well, we're going to stay at a mile, but it's on the regular track. It's a maiden claiming $16,000 claiming price, purse $22,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
And a mile on the dirt differs from the turf because a lot of horses go fast and they win. 45% get to the front, and then that is the ticket right into the winner's circle. There is a rail bonus for Allegrini. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 are under par, and the best place to be is on the outside. 8 and outs in race number 6. Aren't 8 horses, but there are a couple of fast ones.
Yep, they're right there in the middle, the 3 and the 4. They could probably go head to head to that quarter pole. The 1 has a small overlay from 2.5 to 1 to 3 to 1, and the 4 has an overlay, nice one, from 4 to 5 to 4 to 1. 4, 1, and 2 show the best or the only par plus numbers, and all but the 7 and 8 have C zones.
So our first green go horse of the day, Sir Palace Prince, is our betting favorite according to Sim Odds. It's our top par plus, top chance to be on the lead, and top C zone score. A lot of reasons to back that one. Looking in race number 6, almost everybody wants to be towards the front, or at least co-pilot or pilot, Terry. That could, the 7 and 8 so far, they haven't been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So they're all going to get out there and try to get after it, Terry. Let's see who gets after it the best. Dream Within a Dream, Inception, that one, and Sir Palace Prince. Those 2 are going to get to the lead, although Brasi and Fire Army won't be all that far behind as they come home. Rory's Orchard, unlike Rory McIlroy, this one might close it out today, as it does have a little bit more late speed than everybody else. Our top total pace horse is Sir Palace Prince, a full 10 points better than Rory's Orchard and Dream Within a Dream. They're 5 points better than Allegrini. According to this, Sir Palace is a 2-length winner. Terry, you give that odd honor to somebody else.
Yeah, I love the 3, Dream Within a Dream. Finished 3rd versus Tougher in his last race, and drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 30% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Allegrini, the 1 is my second choice. The rail post is winning 23% clip, takes a major drop in class today, has a trainer who wins 37% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes, has a high percentage winning jockey. Sir Palace Prince is the 4, my third choice. Can improve while returning to dirt, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 2, Royer's Orchard, as my long shot. He has the highest last race speed rating and a high percentage winning jockey. That's Paco Lopez in the irons. No additional bets for me in this race.
So Sir Palace Prince is that gringo horse, top total pace, 10 points, coming down in class off of that performance. And any of his last 3 races would win this one. Dream Within a Dream is Jamie Ness. He is the dominant trainer at Parx. horse is dropping in class. The only time he ran at this distance, the horse finished second. And one of the advantages that this horse has over every other horse in the field is he's the only 4-year-old running against 3-year-olds. Although middle of the year, not that big of a difference. If it was like February or March or January, it'd be a much bigger difference. Rory's Orchard, as you mentioned, Terry, the Paco Lopez ride in that one. Last time out, Paco rode him too, and they just missed at this level with all of the race internals improving. And then Allegrini, this horse is the biggest class dropper, as you mentioned. It came in from Aqueduct last time out of Parx and just didn't fire at the track. So a lot of times those track droppers, I want to see them. They usually do fire when they come in from Naira to Parx. It didn't fire. Let's see if the class drop is enough to make up for the dull effort last time out. No bets for me either, but we will have another pick 4 right here, starting in race number 7, Terry.
That's right. And we're going to go and stretch out to 1 mile and 16th, but it's on the turf again. Optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for $16,000 or less and which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $25,000 or which have never won 3 races.
And to get that third race, in case you haven't missed it, they've not won 3 races. You're looking for horses at 1 mile and 16th on the turf. Only 4 of them so far. One of them went wire to wire. Everybody else came from way off the pace. So far, you've had 1 winner from post 2 and 3, another winner from post 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 2 winners from 8 and out. So it does look like the farther you are from the rail, maybe a little bit of an advantage that you have because they're coming out of the chute, as you can see over here. So that little bit of tight turn on the inside could shuffle some of them inside horses back, as you see right in here, and then they come back around the track. So kind of an interesting way to start. As we look at our simulations, Terry, we got a story to tell there in race number 7. What is it?
Well, they all show some kind of speed in here. So you just don't know who's going to get there. But the 3, I guess, shows the most speed there. And then the 1 has an overlay from almost 4 to 1 to 10 to 1. Nice one. And then the 8 has an overlay of 2 to 1 to 6 to 1. That's another nice one. 10, 1, 9, and 8 show the par plus numbers along with the 4. And then all of them show some kind of a C zone.
In case you're new, watching us for the first time, Par Plus, we do 10,000 simulations. We want to see what percentage of the time. So 8,450 times more than work ran a speed figure of at least 80 in our simulations. And then we also measure up the early pace projections and compare that to their prior races to see how likely this race's pace will match their best performance. C zone equaling comfort zone. Our race shape in race number 7. Look, everybody wants to be middle back, Terry. 4, 7, 8, and 10 have a little bit more versatility than 1, 2, 3, or 9, who are closers. If you're looking for the horse that can get to the front, maybe stay in the front, check my 6. That one will be a check-in at 6 with everybody behind him. More Than Work will be right there as well. So the outside looks like that might be where you find some of the speed. As they come home, Majestic Lion with some pretty robust late speed, although that's some really slow early speed. So that one might just give them all a 5, 6, 7, 8 length head start and then try to run them down at the end. Don't know that he can give up that much at the beginning of the race. And then as you put together the front and the back, you do find the 8, 9, and 10, the 4 outside, the 3 outside horses. Those 3 have the best top total pace. They're 5 points clear of the 4 horse. So maybe just take those outside 3, box them up in an exact and trifecta and call it a day, Terry.
Well, we'll see, but I like 8 checked by 6 as my first choice. Ran second versus similar on the dirt in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the races. First time he runs a horse on the grass, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Between the covers of 4 second choice, he finished in the money in 3 out of his last 4 races, winning 1 of the starts, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 10, More Than Work, is my third choice. Finished third versus similar on the dirt in his last race, but his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's tied with the 4, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Dancing with Dini, the 9 is my long shot. He won his last race at Parx Racing, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm going to play the last pick for Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the 1, 2, with the 5-10, and I'm going to finish up with the 2-5-7-9-10. It's a $50 ticket.
Race 3, Jose Miguel Perez Cruz says, look out for Neudorf in race number 3. They're going to go play the best way in Neudorf, a place at Third Parx Racing. So make sure you keep Neudorf in your thoughts when you do race number 3. If you have some ideas today at Parx, you have some ideas at Louisiana Downs, we have some ideas. There's a free track picks down there and guaranteed tip sheet. You can find a link to that in the description. When we're done with the show, not only will we, you'll find the link to the description over there for Louisiana Downs, but we'll timestamp every single race so you can come back and watch them if there's anything that you missed or you want to rehear. So when race 5 is about to start, 5 minutes to post, click in, watch the our thoughts for race number 5, and you can do the same for every race today at Parx. As for me in race number 7, Terry, I'm going to start with the 10 horse More Than Work. This one is a track dropper and really so far proven to be the best turf horse in this field. 7 times out, in the money, 5 of those 7 with a win, a trio of seconds and a third. The last time this horse came off the bench, it won its race. So one that does like to run fresh. Dance Adini, the 9 horse, that one just needs to rerun its last race as it made a very powerful move. Check My 6, the 8 horse, is my third selection in here. Going to be forward and has a pretty good solid shot, Terry, your top choice to go wire to wire. And then finally, Majestic Lion was a tough call for me over the 4 horse, but I put that one in there as my 4th pick because it has borderline stakes ability as far as late pace is concerned. Also a weight break today, which should only speed up that horse at the end and the beginning of the race. The only question for me is this one's going to give it a go on grass for the first time. I'm going to do a 50-cent pick 4, 1, 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw the 4 in there too because I have the budget to do it, Terry. That was my next selection, so why not? Yeah. I have the money, use the money, right?
That's right.
All right, so 1, 4, 8, 9, 10. With the 1, 2, with the 6, 10, I was damn close to singling up the 6 horse in that leg right there. And then the 2, 5, 7, 9, and 10. We have, before race number 2, 3 minutes. So let's blast through race number 8 as fast as we can, Terry.
Okay, we'll sure do that. So it's a 6 furlong. It's an allowance race, $25,000 allowance, $32,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for a claiming price $25,000 or less, which have never won a race other than a maiden, or claiming, which have never won 4 races.
Yes, and we've mentioned 6 furlongs a couple times today. Stalkers do great. Be forward 34% of the time. Be first. Otherwise, you're last, according to Ricky Bobby. It's a real bonus for This Must Be Love. 2 and 3 play fair, 4 and out. Small discount. Can't wait to go see Sammy Hagar in the reunion, the Van Halen reunion this summer. So if you like that music, make sure you head out to see Sammy. We don't get any free tickets or nothing. Sammy, if you're watching, we'd love some. All right, Terry, what does the data tell us about race number 8?
Well, as you can see there, they all have some kind of speed, but that one shows an awful lot of speed compared to the others. Then the 2 has an overlay from about 8 to 5 to 3 to 1. The 3 has an overlay from 2.5 to 1 to 5 to 1. 2, 3, and 1 show the par plus numbers, and all but the 2 show C zones.
All right, so real quick on our race shape, everybody wants to be middle back. The 6 and the 5 could be the ones that are most likely to go forward, although Must Be Love, Jester Song. So the 2 inside horses, well, 1 is a PC type. The 2 is a closer. So the 2 is what we call a left arrow horse, a closer with enough early speed to be part of the early pace today. Won't forget what it means to close out a race. At the end of the race, Professor Cool, a little bit quicker than that left arrow horse. That's your P type. So it should be exactly where it wants. Top total pace pairing in here, Terry, is the 5 and the 2. And then the 3 and the 1. So those 4 distinctly better than the rest. Maybe the 1, 2, 3, 5, 10-cent Superfecta box is a winner. Might not pay a lot, but that's how we ranked them, just in a little. Well, you got the 6, I got the 5. Why do you like the 1?
Well, he ran second in his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 31% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, has a high percentage winning jockey as well. Jester's Song is my second choice, finished 3rd versus similar his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best third speed is fastest among today's starters. The 3 North Pole, 3rd choice, finished 3rd in his last race, has the highest last speed rating. And the 6 is my long shot, Jules in the Bay. He likes Parx Racing, has been in the money 53% of the races, winning 20% of those starts, and he's finished in the money in at this distance 40% of the time.
I'm going to go with Jester's Song. It is a track dropper, consistent performer. It's one of those horses that you're going to see make the move through the turn. The old-time handicapper said, watch the turn, watch the turn. Old-time handicapping horse with Jester's Song. Must Be Love is going to be your likely pace setter in here, Terry, with the top C-Zone. A real bonus in the second race after at Parx. They're coming in from Oak Lawn, if I remember correctly, for top trainer Jamie Ness. North Pole rerun of its last race, has a real shot to win. Does his best when he's close to the pace. Will be there today. Professor Cool, the 5 horse, is my final choice. Another that sits right behind the pace, has late legs, and ran faster by about a second last time out, which is improvement that I'd like to see. Usually an indication the horse is going to perform well today. Race number 2 about to get cracking. The 1 horse at 5-2. The 6 horse. The 6 horse is our favorite at 2-1. Then the 1 horse at 5-2. Looks like the 7 horse is getting the third call at 7-2. The 3 horse is 6-1. The 2 horse is 9-1, and everybody else into double digits. According to our simulations, the 1 horse and the 7 horse, those 2 should get after it when the race begins. Terry, with the 6 horse right there in third. Interesting to see. The 1 and the 6 are your par plus horse. It looks like the 1 has fair odds. A little bit of value perhaps on the 2. A lot of value on the 3 in So Swell. So it looks like So Swell. Lean on E, another one. We think it should be closer to 7-1, 8-1, and it's 11-1. So plenty of value to be found in this race, Terry. And based upon the odds, the bettors seem to be a little bit uncertain as to who they think is going to win. They're off and running right now. The 1 horse didn't get the cleanest of breaks. Nose kind of went down a little bit. The 6 horse, yeah, that one is right now up on the front along with the 7. The 2 horse is in third, Hidden Cash. And then the 1 horse in fourth, trying now to hurriedly make up some ground, Mr. Terry. He's moving 3 wide, 4 wide. And then you got a gap of about another 2 horses to the 4, then the 3, then the 8, and then the 5 horse looks like he's called it a day already. They go through the opening quarter, 22-4, not the quickest time. So I think the 6 has a pretty legitimate chance to stay up on the lead. The 7 horse right now, Terry, still in that stalking position. The 1 has comfortably made his way into third. The horse that looks like a real threat to both of our pick 4s right now is that 2 at 3-1. They're going through the turn. The 6 horse looks like he's got a pretty good grip on that horse, although the 1 horse is finding its way to the outside. The 7 horse is trying to corral him. It's going to be a duel between the 1 and the 7. The 1 has dipped his nose in front of the 7. So despite that tough break, Terry, it looks like the 1 horse is going to be your winner. The 4 horse trying to give it, but it's going to go 1, 7, 4, and then 6. 1, 7, 4, 6 in the second race today in Philadelphia.
All right.
Well, we got 2 races to go, Terry. Race 9 is the beginning of the late double. What are they going to start out for?
Well, it's going to go to a mile, and it's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if you decide to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. It's a purse of $50,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000.
Tomorrow, to answer your question, Don, we're going to do Parx again tomorrow. I know they ran yesterday because they're not going to run on Wednesday. So we're going to do Parx tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to do Churchill. Still undecided. Maybe we'll do Santa Anita again on Thursday if they're running Thursday, since we had so much fun there this past week. Terry's hometown tracks, those California ones. And we want to say thank you to everybody who's given us a thumbs up. Ordinarily, we can see the ones on Facebook, but if you missed the beginning of the show, we got banned from Facebook from going live because of sexually explicit content. Terry, I guess they consider just you and I on the screen sexually explicit. That's how handsome we are, my man.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was. We put up a post about the horse. What was his name? I forget his name. The one on Modern Time or whatever it was, Measured Time. Just talked about the reasons why we thought that horse was a good pick on Belmont Stakes Day. And that post, for whatever reason, got tagged as sexually explicit. There was nothing in there at all that was explicit. But in any case, if you're watching on Facebook, kindly give us, YouTube, give us a thumbs up. If you're watching on Twitter, please hit the retweet button. Make sure you follow us on every social site. You see them scrolling down there below. All right, Terry, to race number 9, to continue on our path there, what we're looking for are horses at a mile that have early speed, 45%, so damn near half of the horses win wire to wire. There is a rail bonus. Talking Pharaoh is not going to get that edge, but he got a poker face. He got a poker face. I get a little play on words there. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 under par. The very best place to be, Terry, in race number 9 is 8 and out. So that really only goes to the 9 and the 10. Looks like Talking Pharaoh is also going to do all the early talking, so somebody else is going to have to take up that role.
Yeah, because they scratched the main speed in there, so that leaves the 7, 5, and 9. But it's anyone's guess. Who knows who's going to get there first? The 3 shows an overlay from 5 to 2 to 10 to 1, and then the 3 and the 6 have the only par plus numbers. All but the 9 have C zones.
Yeah, so we got a lot of deep red C zones in here. Really, who gets the lead is going to be interesting. Midnight Cat with that nice overlay and the par plus score. Looks like based upon our picks, we have some divergent thoughts here, Terry. 6 horse looks like it can be a lone E. 3 horse might keep it honest. The 9, a pressure horse. Everybody else middle back. So a distance that likes speed, get to the front, you got a good chance. Does look like Bronx Boys might be the quickest of the quick, although got a lot of them kind of bunched up in here together within 4 points of each other. So maybe the horse on the inside, E got a poker face, or Midnight Cat actually do the early lifting. At the end of the race, Sophos is the fastest of the bunch, along with Street Glide, but they're going to be maybe 2 lengths off the pace. They got about a length edge over everybody else. Midnight Cat and JD Factor, the 2 front runners, those are the ones with the best total pace. Then Bronx Boys, the closer. Their speed tends to be the way at the distance, so maybe the 3 of the 6 is the winner. You don't have either one of them, you're going someplace completely different.
I am. I'm going to go with Keeping It Country as my pick of the day. And he finished in the money in 9 out of the last 10 races. He won 5 of those starts. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. So he's very competitive for us. The 10, Cupid's Dude, he came in from Tampa Bay and won his first race ever at Parx Racing. And he has high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez in the irons. The 6, Street Guide is my Glide is my third choice. He finished second in his last 4 races, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Sophos, the 4, is my long shot, finished third in his last race, likes the distance. He has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet 6 to win and 10 to place on the 5.
So, Edison, if you're in Venezuela, I am in Italy, but if I can't get a page where I can watch the races live, can you tell me where? So if you're in Italy, I would think that you could use a European one like William Hill. I don't know the Italian rules, but William Hill, some of those, what's another one over there? I can't remember, but I know William Hill is an English-based track that allows for you to watch the races there. In race number 9, Terry, I'm going to go with the 6 horse JD Factor. Track dropper, I think coming in from the Naira circuit. Big drop in class today. I think coming from optional Clady, 80,000. Ran at Saratoga, ran at Belmont. I mean, it's a real horse. This one's not in for a price. The trainer intent to me is pretty clear. Win and pay the bills. Number 10, Cupid's Dude. That's my second choice in here. Drops in class after winning his last race. First at Parx, which was last time out, so he won there. And Paco rode him in that race, and Paco going to ride him again today. Midnight Cat, the 3 horse, either of his last 2 races will do. I'm a bit worried about this one, having a pair of peak speed numbers last time out. So I did downgrade him a touch. And then finally, number 8, Street Guide was a tough call for me over your 5 horse, Terry. But I've seen enough Tampa Bay downshippers come into Parx and win. This one is a very consistent performer down at Tampa Bay Downs at a level that would ordinarily win here. I think the trainer's intent is clear on JD Factor. I'm going to put 5 to win on it. $1 double 6 over the 2, 5, 7, 9, and 10. And then a 50-cent try, 6, 10 over the 3, 6, 10 over the 3, 5, 6, 8, and 10. And then to close out the double, it means we're going to have to go to race number 10 for the last time today. We'll do some Ben Salem work tomorrow again. Don, we'll do Parx again. Wednesday will be Churchill. Thursday, either Churchill or Santa Anita. We'll make up our mind a little bit later on in the week. They've already made up their mind on the conditions, Terry, for the last race today. What are they?
It's a mile 16th, claiming race $10,000. First, $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since March 17th. Claiming races for 8,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
And at 1 mile and a 16th at the Parx track, early speed does great. Almost 4 out of 10 win wire to wire. Rail bonus for Sensible Jim. So good chance that Maria Marquez's horse does better than 10-1 odds. 2 and 7 play fair. 8 and out. I just wrote bad. So you want to be on the inside, Terry. Don't want to be on the outside. So who's got the early speed on the inside?
Well, according to what I can see, there's really not any really outstanding speed in here. The 5, 3, 7, and 9 all show some kind of speed, and they're pretty similar. And then the 9 shows an overlay from about 3 to 5 to 9 to 2. The 9 and 7 have the only par plus, with the 9 being the best, and all but the 4 show pretty decent C zones.
Yes, and if we take a look at the trip handicapping, you got the 6, 7, and 10, 2, 3, 1, 4, 8, 9, all middle back, Terry. We have what we call a lone E horse. Very dangerous. To get the lead, they grow in confidence. They could go wire to wire. Brindini does look like it's the fastest horse, although Silver Edge and Nostalgic Run, there's that 5 horse, do have a good shot to be up on the lead. Looking at your late speed in here, Terry, Hornbeam, St. Marco predominate along with Silver Edge, really all of them except for that 5 horse, with the ability to close out the race. Our top total pace horse in here is Silver Edge, Terry, a couple points better than Hornbeam, but again, a very tight mix. Only the potential front runner not being in contention there. A bunch of them within 10 points, 11 points of each other. So pretty wide open race to close it out, Terry. And we both have the same front 2, just in a little bit different order.
Yeah, I like Hornbeam, the 2, finishing the money in the last 4 races, winning 2 of the starts, and has a high percentage winning jockey trainer. Brilliant Chase, the 7. He ran second versus similar to his last race. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He's tied with another horse, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. Number 9, Silver Edge. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and a high percentage winning jockey. He's my third choice. My long shot is a 10, Windy 99. He ran second in his last race. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with the horse, number 7 horse, and he switches to the high percentage winning jockey. I have no more money, so no additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with the 7 horse, Brilliant Chase, most back class, top duo in Jamie Ness, in Miguel Sanchez. Those 2 win an awful lot of races together at Parx. Hornbeam, this one gets the second call. Should be right off the pace. Does have some solid late speed in there, Terry. I really wanted to rank the 10 higher. Paco Lopez riding this guy on the track drop. But, man, you get 8 and out, and it's just tough as hell to win. Number 5, and he's going to have to be really the best horse by a pretty wide margin to get the job done. Nostalgic Run was a very difficult call for me over the 9 horse, Silver Edge. But I've seen way too many lone E's, especially with the 11 scratching out of this race. Go on, get to the front, and then stay on the front at really nice prices sometimes. We should get a nice price on the 5, too. If he gets the lead, look out. The horse on the lead gets a 40% chance to go wire to wire. He's got a good shot to get on the lead. It should be a high price. Again, no picks, bets for me. There are some picks here. As far as our picks for the entire day today, here we go. Looks like it's going to be a strong day for the 1 horse. Won the opening race, right, Terry?
Yeah.
And then won the second race as well. And we have a lot of 1s peppered through our cards. So maybe the red 1 will be the one to bet today. All right, Terry, again, we're going to do Parx tomorrow. Any final thoughts from you today before we start thinking about that?
Well, just that I hope everybody's having a good day to start with, and be careful of any of the heat or any of the fires that are going on. We have some fires out here in the West. Anyway, and just have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. We're certainly hot here. I know it's going to be borderline 100 degrees, and the pools are closed today. Why would they close the pools when it's going to be 100 degrees in Chicago? Anyway, we don't get 100 too often around here. My son and I were outside, long round of golf, 5.5 hours yesterday, and 95-degree heat.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really slow pace, but one green, it was a par 3, 6 people up on the green at Cog Hill, which they have professional tournaments there. Whoever's running that place has got to correct that kind of stuff. But in any case, folks, no matter what you're doing for the rest of this Money Monday, we certainly hope that you do, as Jesus mentioned, you treat people like you want to be treated, that you have God's favor, God's grace in every single thing that you do. From now until the time we meet again, Terry ends up in our favorite place,
the winner's circle.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow on Terrific Terry Tuesday. Make it a great Money Monday.